Former casino employees are revealing 7 specific behaviors that instantly change how staff treats you on the floor. These completely legal strategies separate professional players from casual tourists. They're the difference between losing consistently and walking away ahead. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly which behaviors trigger special attention, why certain questions shift the entire dynamic, and how to play with the same discipline as advantage players. Number 7. Refusing to buy into casino superstitions. Here's what former floor managers know. Superstitious players are profitable players. Every time someone rubs the screen for luck or waits for their lucky dealer, the casino wins. Why? Because superstition overrides math, and math is the only thing that actually matters. According to behavioral studies, casinos deliberately design environments to trigger magical thinking. They pump oxygen to keep you alert. They use specific sound frequencies when someone wins nearby. They position certain machines at 23.5-degree angles because research shows it creates feelings of openness that players interpret as luck. These layouts aren't random. They're engineered to make you believe in patterns that don't exist. The moment you stop believing in hot tables, lucky seats, or special times to play, pit bosses notice. One former supervisor explained, "We can spot someone playing with their gut versus their brain immediately. Brain players don't chase losses. They don't speed up after wins. They play like robots. And robots don't generate the profit margins we need." Industry data shows that players who believe in gambling superstitions lose 23% more per session. It's because superstitious thinking leads to longer sessions, bigger bets after losses, and emotional decision-making. When you reject superstition and play purely by probability, you're essentially cutting the casino's psychological edge by nearly a quarter. Here's your rule. If you catch yourself thinking about luck, patterns, or feelings, stop playing immediately. Set a 5-minute timer. Walk away. Get some water. The casino is counting on emotions to override logic. When you play without superstition, you're playing their worst-case scenario, a customer who can't be manipulated by false patterns. But wait until you hear what happens when you start asking the wrong questions. According to insider reports, there are 5 specific questions that will get you watched closer than any superstitious player ever will. Number 6. Asking the dealer real questions. Most players make small talk about weather or sports, but the moment you ask, "What's the house edge on this side bet?" the entire dynamic shifts. Former dealers report certain questions trigger immediate supervisor attention, not because they're illegal, but because they reveal you understand the actual mathematics of losing. Questions that make dealers uncomfortable. According to insiders, why did blackjack payout change from 3-2 to 6-5? What percentage does the house keep on the tie bet? How many decks are you using now versus 5 years ago? What's the actual RTP on this table? These aren't accusations. They're informed questions, and that's exactly why casinos hate them. One retired pit boss revealed dealers receive specific training on deflecting mathematical questions. They're taught to redirect conversations toward excitement and entertainment. "We don't want players thinking about percentages," he explained. "We want them thinking about possibilities." When you ask about house edge, you're announcing that you see through the entertainment facade to the mathematical reality underneath. Casino research shows players who understand house edge play 40% fewer hands per hour and make 60% fewer side bets. That's devastating to profits, which rely on volume and supplementary wagers. When you ask these questions, you're potentially educating everyone within earshot. Former staff confirm that's why informed players often get moved to isolated tables or find their dealer rotated. Your action plan? Know these numbers. Blackjack house edge with proper play, 0.5%. Roulette, 5.26% on American wheels. Baccarat banker bet, 1.06%. Craps pass line, 1.41%. When you know these figures and ask why they've changed, you're speaking the language casinos don't want you to learn. Think asking questions makes them nervous? The next behavior literally breaks their entire business model. And it's so simple that most players never realize they're doing the exact opposite of what they should. Number 5, playing slow on purpose. Casinos measure everything in hands per hour. Blackjack, 70 hands. Craps, 100 rolls. Roulette, 35 spins. These aren't random numbers. their profit calculations. Former casino analysts confirm that every game has an optimal speed designed to maximize the house edge over time. When you deliberately slow down, you're attacking their core metric. Here's the math they don't advertise. At 70 hands per hour with a 1% house edge and $25 bets, you're theoretically losing $17.50 hourly. Drop to 35 hands by taking your time, and you've cut their expected profit in half. Multiply that by thousands of players, and slow play becomes an existential threat to their business model. Former dealers reveal specific behaviors that frustrate management, counting chips between every hand, asking for clarification on payouts, requesting drink service right before betting, taking phone calls at the table, and deliberately miscounting your bet to force a recount. None of these are against the rules, but surveillance footage from insider sources shows that players who exhibit multiple slow play behaviors get flagged within 30 minutes. One documented case involved a player who took exactly 45 seconds between every blackjack decision. Not enough to get ejected, but enough to reduce hands from 70 to about 30 per hour. After 2 hours, a floor manager approached with a complimentary buffet voucher, essentially paying him to leave the table. Former staff explained this is standard procedure. Remove slow players through generosity rather than confrontation. The casino's counter strategy involves dealers who speed up their pace, automatic shufflers that eliminate downtime, and continuous shuffle machines that never stop. They've also introduced rapid versions of games with shorter decision windows. Every innovation is designed to combat the simple strategy of playing slowly. Your defensive play, set a pace, and maintain it regardless of dealer pressure. Take 15 seconds minimum for every decision. Count your chips after every win. Verify every payout. You're not being difficult, you're being thorough. And in the casino's high-speed profit model, thorough players are their worst nightmare. But slowing down is nothing compared to what happens when you commit the ultimate sin against casino psychology. The next behavior is so simple, yet it completely breaks their emotional manipulation system. Number 4, walking away right after a win. This is casino betrayal at its finest. You hit a $500 win on blackjack, and instead of playing one more hand, you simply stand up and leave. No drama, no letting it ride, just a clean exit. Former casino managers call this the nightmare scenario because it represents complete emotional control, exactly what their entire system is designed to prevent. The psychology here is devastating to their model. According to internal training documents, casinos count on something called winner's euphoria, a documented state where dopamine floods make rational thinking nearly impossible for 15 to 20 minutes after a significant win. During this window, players increase bet sizes by an average of 280% and play 50% faster. It's the most profitable moment in the customer relationship. When you walk away immediately, you're demonstrating immunity to their core psychological weapon. Former floor supervisors report that immediate cash outs after wins trigger what they call Heat Level 2 surveillance. You're not suspected of cheating, but you're now classified as a disciplined player, which in casino terminology means problem customer. Here's what the data reveals. 87% of players who win more than 20 times their average bet will lose it all back within the next hour. Casinos literally budget for this. They call it recirculation rate, and it's built into their profit projections. When you break this pattern by leaving, you're taking money they've already counted as theirs. Former employees share a fascinating detail. Casinos will often send a host to congratulate recent winners who are leaving. They'll offer free dinner, show tickets, even room upgrades, anything to keep you in the building. One insider revealed, "We calculated that every extra hour we keep a recent winner on property returns 35% of their winnings on average." The counter strategy is simple but requires discipline. Set a win limit before you sit down. When you hit it, count to 10, tip the dealer, and walk directly to the cage. Don't stop at another table. Don't check one more machine. Cash out and leave the property entirely. In the war between your discipline and their psychology, walking away after a win is your nuclear option. And if you think that makes them uncomfortable, wait until you see what happens when you refuse to give them their most valuable asset, your data. Number 3, skipping the player's card. Would you like to use your rewards card? It sounds innocent. Former data analysts reveal it's actually the most valuable question a casino asks. When you say no, you're essentially going dark on their surveillance grid. Not the cameras, those still see you, but something far more invasive: their predictive behavior algorithm. Here's what that card actually tracks according to leaked industry documents: average bet size, time between bets, games played in sequence, reaction time after losses, bathroom break patterns, alcohol consumption rate, ATM visit frequency, and something called tilt probability, which measures how likely you are to chase losses. One former casino IT director confirmed they can predict with 73% accuracy when a player is about to quit, based solely on card data patterns. Without that card, you're a ghost in their system. They can't send targeted offers when you're most vulnerable. They can't adjust comp calculations to keep you playing exactly 37 minutes longer, which research shows is the average extended playtime from strategic comping. Most importantly, they can't build what insiders call your lifetime loss profile, the exact amount they expect to extract from you over your gambling career. Former marketing executives explain the real purpose of rewards programs: behavioral modification. Those points aren't rewards, they're psychological anchors. Players with cards lose 23% more per visit because they're chasing the next tier, the next comp, the next free benefit. The card creates a sense of investment that makes walking away feel like waste. But here's what really bothers them: anonymous players can't be remarketed to. One casino database administrator revealed that players without cards who win substantial amounts become black hole incidents in their system. They know money left, but they can't model how to get it back. No targeted mailers, no personalized offers, no behavioral triggers. Your play: if you must use a card for a specific benefit, get multiple cards from different casino chains. Spread your play data across systems so no single casino builds your complete profile. Better yet, play anonymous whenever possible. You lose some comps, but you gain something priceless: invisibility. Speaking of seeing through their system, the next behavior exposes their biggest lie, and it happens in broad daylight at every registration desk. Number 2, confronting the hidden fees or resort logic. The advertised room rate, $49. What you actually pay, $197. Former hotel managers call this resort math, and when you question it publicly, you're committing casino heresy. You're not supposed to notice that the resort fee costs more than the room. You're definitely not supposed to ask why parking, Wi-Fi, and gym access aren't included when they advertise all amenities. Here's the breakdown insiders don't want you discussing. Resort fees generate $3.5 billion annually for Vegas casinos. These mandatory charges increased 90% over the last decade while room rates stayed flat. Why? Psychology. Low advertised rates trigger booking decisions, then fees hit after commitment. Former revenue managers confirm this is intentional price obfuscation designed to bypass comparison shopping. When you challenge these fees at check-in, something interesting happens. Former front desk staff report that customers who politely but firmly question resort fees get them waived 34% of the time. But casinos hate these conversations because other guests overhear them. One confrontation about hidden fees can trigger what staff call desk clustering, where multiple guests suddenly want their fees reviewed. The real business model, according to former executives, works like this: advertise $29 rooms and free drinks to create an illusion of value. Then extract money through $35 resort fees, $12 bottled water, $30 parking, and 18% automatic gratuities. The free drink you waited 20 minutes for actually cost you $40 in additional gambling. That comp buffet, you paid for it 3 times over while qualifying. Former casino consultants reveal that properties track something called complaint to acceptance ratio. Players who never question fees are marked as price insensitive in the system. They receive fewer real comps and more fee-loaded offers. Meanwhile, players who consistently challenge charges get coded as rate conscious and mysteriously receive better deals. Your strategy: screenshot the original advertised price. Ask for written breakdown of all fees before booking. At check-in, politely request manager review for unexpected charges. Use phrases like misrepresented pricing, and deceptive advertising. Don't get angry, get specific. Document everything. Casinos fear social media reviews about hidden fees more than any complaint about game odds. But if you really want to become their worst nightmare, there's one final behavior that combines everything we've discussed into a single, devastating move. Number 1, knowing when. The odds flip and leaving the floor entirely. This is it. The behavior that triggers emergency meetings in casino boardrooms. You've been playing disciplined blackjack for 2 hours. You're up $1,800 and then, without warning, you color up your chips, tip the dealer $50, and walk straight to the parking garage. No final bet, no, just one more hand. You've recognized the moment when probability stops favoring your current position and you leave. Former casino executives call this optimal extraction awareness, and it represents their worst-case scenario. A player who understands expected value, variance, and most importantly, when to stop. Industry data shows that 94% of players give back their winnings within 3 hours. The 6% who don't, they're the ones who understand this principle. Here's what insiders know about the math. Every game has inflection points where continuing to play becomes negative expected value, regardless of your current position. In blackjack, it's after 2.5 standard deviations above expected return. In craps, it's following 2 consecutive point conversions. In roulette, it's any win exceeding 35 units. These aren't superstitions, they're statistical boundaries based on probability regression. Former surveillance managers confirm that players who consistently leave during positive sessions get flagged in a special database, not for cheating, but for what they call advantage discipline. These players receive fewer comps, worse room offers, and sometimes find their favorite tables mysteriously reserved when they arrive. Why? Because a player who knows when to leave costs casinos an average of $15,000 annually in unrealized recovery. The psychology is even more revealing. Casinos spend millions researching exit triggers and how to neutralize them. Free drinks arrive faster when you're winning. Hosts appear with dinner invitations. Suddenly, a pit boss mentions the hot craps table next door. Every intervention is designed to keep you playing past the optimal exit point, your execution. Before entering any casino, set 3 numbers: your loss limit, your time limit, and your win limit. When you hit any of these, you leave immediately. No exceptions, no negotiations. Former casino designers confirm this is the only behavior their psychological systems cannot defeat. Predetermined, non-negotiable exit criteria. That's exactly what terrifies them. Not card counting, not systems, not even luck, just discipline.